Hey everyone, welcome into Rams on SI. I'm your host, Claudette Montana, joined by our NFL senior writer, Hondo Carpenter. We're talking all things Rams and quarterbacks today. Hondo, we just had a conversation about Matthew Stafford and kind of like, do we think he's going to play past 2025? We'll see. He's 37 years old, but do the Rams need to draft a quarterback in next year's draft? Do they need to start planning for the future?
Well, that's two different questions there, Claudette. So let's take the second one first. Do they have to start planning for the future? Yes. But Les Snead's your general manager. He's already been planning for the future before Matthew Stafford was the future. He's probably already thinking about the future past the future.
Yeah.
And that's just what makes him a great general manager, number one. So do they have to start planning? Yes, and they already are. The first question, though, which we're going to take second, is do they absolutely have to pick a quarterback at 26? The answer is no. And that may surprise some people, but I need to give it some contextual balance so that you understand where I'm coming from. When Jared Goff, when it was clear that in the Rams system, him and Sean McVay were not going to mesh together and work, they were then able to quickly pivot, even though they'd given him a big deal, move on, go to Detroit, get Stafford. So what I would say to you is this. There is going to be some very good potential quarterbacks in 26. We already know that. We've talked about it ad nauseum.
Mhm.
If you're sitting there and you're Les Snead, then you got to decide, okay, depending on where we end up in the draft order, how much do I have to give up to go get somebody that I believe in? And who do I believe in? Those are also big. And then if because he doesn't know where he's at, all right, or who's going to be available or who's going to come out. Then the next question is there anything out there that I can go pull the trigger on right now or wait until the end of the year? So here is what I would say. I'm going to use a little bit different vernacular. I don't know if I would say they have to draft a quarterback, but I would say it would absolutely be a important detail to add a quarterback to the fold next year, whether by trade, free agency, or whatever that may be. Now, you're too young to remember this because you're so young, but I'll tell you, Ron Wolf was an executive, a Raider legend, and then he goes to run the Green Bay Packers. And they were looking at what they were going to do at quarterback. There was a lot of talk do the Packers have to go get a quarterback about the Packer quarterback situation. And Ron Wolf went to Atlanta and got a kid that many thought was going to get cut from the Falcons by the name of Brett Favre because he
Mhm.
knew and because he believed in him.
Mhm.
And that is what the best GMs do. They're unicorns. They know everybody's roster better than they know it. And so Les Snead may be sitting up here in his beautiful Rams throne this morning thinking, all right, you know what? Everybody thinks I want one of these quarterbacks, and maybe he does. But there's this backup guy sitting over here on this other roster that other people don't value that I think can be really good. And Les Snead's not arrogant, but he's sitting there thinking, and I know he can be good. I trust me. I'm going to go get him. So I wouldn't say have to draft a quarterback, but certainly it would behoove them to add a new quarterback to the stables before Matthew Stafford says adios amigo.
Absolutely. All right. Great insight. I want to remind everyone that they can go to si.com/NFL/Rams for all of your Rams coverage. And Honda, thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, man.